Rachel, I want to ask you, clearly the fact that 3/4 of French voters are still going to cast a ballot would be something many countries would envy, the United States, obviously. But still, there is this trend, because this is the mother of all elections, but people are not that excited about this election.
Well, I think we've seen in French elections in the past that the incumbent president is always at risk of, people get angry at the president during the presidency. And so I think people might be upset for that reason. I also think that, as we've talked about, there's the war in Ukraine, there's COVID, there's a certain amount of fatigue. And I, in Paris today, walked around to some polling places and was talking to some people, and some were just saying, like, I'm actually not terribly excited about this. I just really I'm not inspired by any of the candidates. It'll be a vote against as opposed to a vote for. And so I think that that's one of the factors. And these are people who are turning out to the polls. But as you say, the United States has much higher abstention rates, but it's a bigger country. And in France, the civic duty is such a part of the culture. It's children are brought up in the school to be citizens, and it's so much part of how French identity works and how people in France see themselves. But I think that there is just a lot of a sense, partly apathy, but partly, okay, what is the purpose of this? Are these politicians really working for me?
Right. Bruno, I mean, this trend, we can see it in other elections. How do you read those figures tonight? Are you surprised, or was it a given for you?
I'm not that much surprised, because when you are looking to what we were studying before today, actually, we are doing in Sciences Po quite a big study. We interviewed 15,000 people, and when we were looking to exactly the same date 5 years ago, it was just a little bit below when we were looking to interest in the campaign, engagement into the campaign, motivation to vote, probability to vote. It was a little bit below the last election. So I'm not so much surprised that we are not the same level, but it's not also a big drop in the turnout. It's not 2002. It's going to be, at the end of the day, it's going to be something like 74, 75, 73, 74 of turnout, which is quite reasonable if you are comparing this to many other countries. But anyway, outside that, there is a question of satisfaction with democracy in France. We are also studying that, political distrust, dissatisfaction with the state of democracy, the way that democracy is functioning in France. Then there is a big question. Never forget the Yellow Vest crisis. It was not such a long time ago, and it was like a big explosion, social explosion, and also plenty of democratic discontent. It will be a big story for the next president, whoever is the next president.
We'll have to wait until 8 o'clock. Thank you, Bruno Cotres.